Ben Duckett completed his third 100 of the LV County Championship summer, while Azarola struck a maiden first-class 50 as Northamptonshire continued to stay ahead of host Kent in Canterbury. Kent began the second morning as well as they could have hoped for, as Rob Keogh gave Matt Coles his 55th championship wicket of the summer to the fifth ball of the day, the batsman on his way without adding to his overnight tally of 11. Duckett had begun his day on 94 and he was soon celebrating a third ton of the championship summer, this one occupying only 115 deliveries. He's been a revelation since coming in at the top of the batting order, adding a positive approach to his counties batting. He'd struck 13 fours in his latest 100, the fifth of his career, in just his 43rd first-class match, many of those coming with him lower down the order. He and Richard Levy now had the job of getting their side as far ahead as possible. Northants had an exceptional first day and had started this one already with a lead of 5 runs after dismissing the home team for 167. These two added 62 runs for the fourth wicket to take the total up to 234 and the lead to 67. It was then that they lost their fourth man and it was to be a run out as Levy was a little slow in setting off and was beaten by Darren Stevens' throw to go for 25. Duckett followed 10 overs later, right on the stroke of lunch, as he was surprisingly trapped in front by James Treadwell, who was by some way the pick of the Kent attack. Duckett departed with 145 runs to his name. Lunch was taken with the visitors on 263 for 5, and after it, Kent threatened to fight back. Debutant Saif Zaib, a 17-year-old, LBW for a duck to Coles, who then struck again with his next ball as Ollie Stone nicked off for a golden. Northamptonshire appeared to have a long tail, with Azarola, normally a number 11 after making only 732 runs in 117 first-class innings at an average of 15, just surviving the hat-trick ball. But when Josh Cobb on 30 edged Stevens behind, it looked as if the visitors would have to settle for a lead of around 150. In at 10 with a score on 305 for 8 was Ben Sanderson, who, in his 4 previous first-class games, had scored 8 runs with a top effort of 6. He made a steady start to pass that, while Azarola showed off some previously hidden batting talents with an array of fine cricket shots. He was soon racing through the numbers to further frustrate Kent and their supporters at the 164th Canterbury week. In spite of coming together with the second new ball still hard, these two were soon both in unfamiliar territory, the runs coming freely, especially from the bat of Sanderson when he got his eye in. The Yorkshireman played brightly and rarely missed an opportunity to score some runs, as this pair added 82, those runs coming in only 14 overs. So the total had reached 387 when Sanderson's hour of fun was ended by Callum Haggett, as the batsman mistimed a flick off his legs to be caught by Ben Harmison. There was still time for Azarola to get to a maiden 50 in what is his 87th first-class match overall. His previous best score had been the 41 he made in 2007-8 for the Water and Power Development Authority. His best score in this country was 28. Off-screen, his celebration went on for a while. He was left unbeaten on 58, made from 77 balls with 10 fours, when last man Maurice Chambers holed out off Treadwell. Northamptonshire, in the end, falling just 2 runs shy of maximum batting bonus points. They were all out for 398, and that gave them a lead of 231. Kent batting again after tea with a big job on their hands to stay in touch in this contest. They had made a better start this time, but Sanderson continued his memorable day by bowling Daniel Bell-Drummond off the inside edge for 22 in the bowler's first over, with 36 runs on the board. Sanderson then nearly grabbed the wicket of Key, this edge just dying on the slip fielder Stone. The remainder of the day was a real battle for both Key and Joe Denley, who had to work really hard for every single run. What they did do was show a lot of fight in surviving for 21 overs in adding 45 runs. That saw them get to 81 for 1 by the close, Denley on 27, and Key spending more than 2 hours over his 22. They lived to fight another day though, and will resume on the third morning with Kent trailing by 150 runs.